The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcasting KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management. Beautiful.
Thank you.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Freebird. 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 And go to the house. And go to the house. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's hunt. Fever. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this hollering, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You ought to make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud of you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You ain't gonna work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it?
What about it?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Fever. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now this game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday. And, man, I tell you what, after the winning Wednesday that we had with your girl Kelsey Nicole Nelson and David Grubb, Kelsey Nicole Nelson from Listen In with KNN, and David Grubb, of course, host of Hard in the Paint. I mean, I don't know how much better it can get, but all the way from Alpharetta, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen, it is none other than your girl Kennedy. Kennedy, what's going on with you today?
Nothing much. Haven't done anything today, really.
Kennedy, you so laid back. It's just hilarious, girl.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man, you can't do too much because, it's still wild out there in the streets. But,
Yeah.
you can't be like easing up in the morning like, yeah, okay, it's Thursday. I know you got stuff going on. You're working out with your dance team and all that kind of stuff, right?
I've been taking dance classes.
You've been taking dance classes. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
All right, so tell me about these dance classes you've been taking.
Well, they're a little advanced, above my level because I just started dancing and I'm trying to learn how to dance. So the other girls in class are more skilled than me, but I think it's a really good opportunity for me to learn, because I like to learn where it's harder for me to learn.
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to push yourself or you're not going to get anything out of it. Like if you're working out and you're only using 5-pound dumbbells, you're not going to get anything out of that. You got to push yourself, to that limit. You use lighter weights to tone up and heavier weights to get stronger. And you want to get stronger as a dancer.
Yeah, definitely.
I got you. Now, when you get stronger, and you will, when you get better as a dancer, what are you going to do with that?
Well, I think it's just a good skill because I want to be a performer, and then I also want to be a part of the dance team at UCLA. So.
Okay, all right. I see where you're going with that. Growing up, I used to want to be a background dancer for Heavy D. The overweight lover, Heavy D. I know that was before your time. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I could see myself being one of the, and he had male and he had men and women as background dancers. You know, that was before men being background dancers was a thing. I was like, yo, man, if I could dance behind Heavy D, I done made it. I done made it.
Yeah.
Kennedy's like,
I don't know who Heavy D is, but
that's your next assignment. You got to Google Heavy D. You got to Google Heavy D. Ask your mama who Heavy D was.
okay, I will.
Okay, all right. So Kennedy, remind everybody who you are, where you are, what you do, and how what you're planning to do after you graduate from high school next year, or this year, I should say.
My name is Kennedy, and I'm 17 years old, and I live in Alpharetta, Georgia. I'm gonna be a senior this year, and then I'm planning to go to UCLA for college. And
you're gonna major in?
I'm thinking of majoring in theater now.
Wait a minute. Like you just changed the whole thing right before my very eyes. When you came on the show, we gotta figure out your anniversary date, because you came on the show one day and you've been coming on ever since. When you came on the show, you were gonna major in what?
Broadcast journalism.
And then you start doing all this amazing broadcast journalistic work. You told us about Dwayne Johnson's daughter. You told us about the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And you got some stories you're going to report to us today. And now you're telling me that you want to be a theater major.
Yes. Well, I've always wanted to act, but I'd like to explore different career options and keep my options open just in case, acting doesn't work out for me, but I hope it does work out. But
baby, let me tell you something about you. Anything you put your mind to, it's gonna happen. It is going to come to pass. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I already know that. So what kind of acting do you want to do? So do you want to be in the movies? You want to be on TV? You want to be on Broadway? What do you want to do?
I want to do movies, TV shows, that kind of acting.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever done any monologues? Have you ever done any kind of role plays where you were a person in the scene?
Yes, I actually used to take acting classes, and I used to be a part of an agency. But I haven't acted in a while. But yes, I did do monologues and stuff.
Now I'm going to ask you to do a monologue on the show. I'm going to ask you to do a little something.
Whoa.
Well,
Not today.
I'm going to give you a commercial break to get it together, and I just want you to give me a piece of something. I want you to give me a piece of something.
Today?
Yeah.
I don't know about today. I'm not
Kennedy, that's how this business works. You never know who you're going to be in front of and when. True story. I used to have a management agency where I used to manage gospel recording artists. And I would take them down to the biggest, gospel conference. It was called the Gospel Announcers Guild and Gospel Music Workshop of America. All right. And I took two young ladies down there, and they were very, very great singers, And we ended up sitting at a table or walking past the table where sitting was Yolanda Adams and Donald Lawrence. And, Donald kind of knows me, but Yolanda and I, we cut up back and forth all the time. So, hey, what's up, girlfriend? What's up? What's up, D? Da-da-da-da. And they're like, yo, what's up, AJ? Blah, blah, blah. And what you doing here? Oh, well, I've got these two artists that I'm trying to, get out here and expose. And they both got chops and, they can do their thing. And Donald says, okay, give me something. And you know what the first one said? The older one, because the one was about 20. The other one was about 16, 15, somewhere around there. And the older one's like, oh, well, my throat, my throat. And then Donald said, okay, all right, all right, you give me something. And then she was like, no, I'm shy. And Donald and Yolanda both looked them in the eye and they said, don't ever miss another opportunity like this, or better yet, don't come. If you're not going to be ready whenever and wherever, it's best for you not to even be there. And they kicked themselves the whole rest of the trip because they missed out on the opportunity to sing for Donald Lawrence and Yolanda Adams. I can't sing. I would have broke out some amazing grace. I would have sang me something. But the ones who could sing couldn't pull anything together. So you know what I just did? I bought you time to think of a monologue. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, Kennedy's going to give us a monologue from her acting.
Next time I got
you. Kennedy said all that is fine and well, but bruh, next time. Like not this time, but next time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't acted in a while, so I'm kind of rusty.
I'm gonna give you a monologue when we come back. How about that?
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back. Kennedy, AJ, she's my virtual co-host of the day. She's my intern all the way from Alpharetta, Georgia, having a lot of fun already right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We'll be right back right after this break.
Injured or wrong. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-961-2730. 800-961-2730. That's 800-961-2730.
Hey sports fans, this is AJ Jones, and I know we're all going through some trying times right now. Schools are closed and things are far from normal. I was thinking, how can we help here on KYOK and on the lunch break? And I heard these words: help make memories. So how about this? How about your child aged 12 and up has a chance to be my co-host for the day? That's right, 30 minutes every Tuesday right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Your child can invite their friends, their family, and even their classmates to hear them talk sports with me, AJ Jones, on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK AM 1140 and 92.3 FM. Send me an email message at aj@kyoksports.com. That's aj@kyoksports.com with your child's name and why they should be the one to be my co-host for the day. Again, we're going to make memories during this tough times right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Oh, no.
Getting your to-do list
When I'm talking.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these
I
things shall
don't
be
know.
added
It's
unto
kind of
you.
like that.
KYOK 1140 and 92.3.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
Yeah, like 2
It's called to
or 3.
inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK. 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
Oh yeah, I was up to.
Be sure to tune in to Motivational Thursdays on Shiloh Radio, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., where you will be encouraged, inspired, and excited on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and the all-new 96.3 FM.
I'm Ben Tankard, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, along with my virtual co-host of the day. Y'all know her by now. She is just as great as she wants to be. I tried to manipulate her, coerce her into doing a monologue because she says she wants to get into acting, and she just didn't bite at all. Like, you didn't bite at all. How come you didn't bite? Did you almost bite?
Well, I don't want to do anything unless it's going to be good. So I didn't want to
do you have something in mind that you want to do, but you just don't know how good it's going to be?
What do you mean?
Do you have a monologue in mind that you kind of want to do, but you just don't know if you got it down?
Well, I mainly did our acting when I was younger. So the only monologue that comes to my mind right now is a monologue I did when I was a kid, and it was for kids.
Okay,
so
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I got one for you. We got Kennedy joining us. She's my virtual co-host of the day from Alpharetta, Georgia. 17 years old. She's a senior in high school there. She's going to attend UCLA, and she's going to major in theater. So imagine this, Kennedy. Here's the setting. A young man is in his room, and he's sleeping. And he hears a knock on the window. And he opens the window, and he climbs out. And he says, what's going on? And she says, I'll play you. And he says, for what? She says, for your heart. He said, but what would this prove? And she says, if I win, you'll call off your marriage. But if you win, I'll buy you a gift. And Kennedy, they play, and she's trying so hard to beat him. She's trying so hard to beat him in one-on-one basketball in the middle of the night in the backyard of their house. And you know what he does? He gets serious. Takes his knee brace off. He pushes her. He says, check ball. And he hits the game-winning shot. He cries. And she's about to walk off, knowing that she's lost the love of her life. And you know what he says? Hey, how about double or nothing? Lord, help me. That's called Love and Basketball, baby, by AJ Jones.
Okay, that was a good monologue.
Wasn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
That was
amazing.
That was good. I think I should be in the Broadway version of Love and Basketball. I think I should be Omar Epps, or at least her daddy. I should be her daddy in the Broadway version of Love and Basketball.
Well, I would 100% support you in that.
Girl, I almost cried. I almost cried when I said to myself, I'll play you. He says, for what? And she said, for your heart. Oh, Lord, help me.
That's a very moving story. I like that.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Did you like that? Okay, I got another one for you. I got another one for you. So imagine being on a spaceship. You're in outer space, and you are the military police in outer space. And you go down and you try to get this outer space monster, and you try to kill it, and that monster eats up everybody on your crew. And you make it back to safety on the spaceship, and you say, man, game over, man. Game over. Game over. That's from Aliens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's one of the soldiers having a meltdown because the alien ate everybody on his squad.
Well, that was a good impression. You had me convinced.
Girl, I'm just trying to tell you. I got, you want to listen, brother. What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you? Kennedy's like, what in the world? This is live radio, Kennedy. This is live. This is how this can go sometimes. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to try and get my self-respect back.
Okay. I don't think you would lost your self-respect.
When we come back, Kennedy's going to give us some updates live on Ground Zero from Atlanta. A lot going on down there. I want you to get us updated on all that's happening down there, and as well as anything else you want to share with us today. Kennedy joining us right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Game over, man. Game over. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
So you add people on your Facebook? Are you adding people on your Facebook page? I forgot you had Facebook.
How would I add people?
Oh, you don't like you do friend requests?
Yeah, but I don't really want to add people.
Oh, okay. You want to put people like family on there?
I mean,
not really.
If they want to.
Are you really using your page like that?
Yeah.
Are you more Instagram? I say you're more Instagram.
Can you repeat that?
You are more on Instagram.
Would I put it on Instagram?
No, you are more on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Than you are on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't even go on Facebook to be honest.
Yeah. I was surprised you got an account.
Yeah, but I mean, I saw the last one with me in it.
Oh, that way you can see the things, so too. That's true. You can see these links and stuff.
Yeah.
Go back and look at yourself, even though you haven't.
I'm sorry?
Have you looked at yourself on any of them?
When? From when?
From the.
I don't want to look at myself.
Really? Oh.
No. It's gonna make me not feel good.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happens. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-561-6947. 800-561-6947. 800-561-6947. Again, that's 800-561-6947.
Scramble, they were trying to put the hand.
Yeah, I don't think
it's inspiring. It's empowering. It's called to inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK. 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
Hey, what's going on? This is Lecrae, and right now you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here at it on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. I have my young virtual co-host of the day, Kennedy, joining us all the way from Alpharetta, Georgia. Kennedy, you know, the viewers and the listeners are all noticing that when I said something, you didn't say a word. Like you didn't say a word. Like you just looked at me like I had lost my mind.
I didn't mean to look at you like that.
So if we were on America's Got Talent or The Voice or you know, American Idol, you would have been looking at me like, yeah. So, but thank you for that, Kennedy. I felt your love and your pain and your support.
Yeah, well, I'll try to do better about that.
Someone tried to deliver a plant for you yesterday.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. All right. I'm getting word that I had a delivery yesterday. So how about that? People love me. If you're listening and you tried to send something to me, redeliver it, please. Send it back on either a Tuesday or a Thursday, please. Thank you. Before 2. Holly glory. Holly glory. That's great. Whoever thought about me that much? Kennedy, I got fans, girl. I got people.
Okay.
Kennedy.
I got some fans.
Yeah, you got a lot of fans. People ask me all the time about you. You big thing over here on this lunch break.
Well, that makes me really happy.
Now, who is this? JJ how do you say your mom's last name? Shagwa. Who's JJ? Who's JJ Shagwa?
That's my cousin.
Your cousin is tuning in, waving and stuff. Hey, JJ.
Hey, JJ.
Hey. JJ, what's going on, JJ? All right, so make JJ and everybody proud. Tell us what's going on over there in Atlanta. We know that y'all are like the new focus of this social justice and fight against racial discrimination because of the most recent shooting there. And I understand there was some breaking news yesterday. So tell us what's going on there in Atlanta.
So basically, there is this man named Brooks who was found sleeping in his car in a Wendy's drive-thru. So the Wendy's worker ended up coming and trying to like wake the man up, but he didn't wake up, so they ended up calling the police. And when the police came, I think he took a breathalyzer test, and then he failed. And then basically they tried to arrest him, and then he ran away, and then ended up taking the policeman's taser from him, and then like aiming it at him, and then the police officer ended up shooting him in his back.
Yeah, that's really tough because they talked to him for 41 minutes. They asked him if he had any weapons on him. He said no. They actually searched him. And then when he failed the breathalyzer test and they decided that they were going to take him in, he didn't want to go in. He even said, hey, I can just walk home. I live, like right there. And they didn't want that. And as they were trying to cuff him, a scuffle ensued. And that's where he got the taser from one of the officers and began to run. And as the other officer was pursuing closely behind him, he turned and he pointed the taser, the police issued taser that they use on us all the time and swear that it's not going to kill us. It's just going to subdue us. He turned and pointed that taser at the officer, who then proceeded to shoot him in the back twice. That part was bad enough, but there was revelation that came out yesterday, and it said that they were literally talking to him after they shot him, as opposed to rendering aid. And one of the officers even kicked him after having shot him, rather than rendering aid. One officer had his foot on his back rather than rendering aid. One officer said, I got him, like he had really done something, rather than rendering aid. So 11 charges were filed against one police officer. I believe it was 3 charges filed against the other police officer, which is unheard of in this era that we're living in right now. Very rarely do the officers face justice this quickly and have charges filed against them this quickly in a case where, yes, he legitimately did resist arrest. He legitimately did take the officer's taser, not his handgun, his taser, and he legitimately was running away and turned and tried to fire the taser and was shot and killed, or was shot and then ultimately died, as the officers chose not, for whatever reason, to call for help and to get him some aid. So I understand more protests broke out in Atlanta last night.
Yes. Well, I think, what happened was they ended up burning down the Wendy's, which I think wasn't the best idea, because it's kind of adding more violence to the violence, when really we should be retaliating against, not retaliating, peacefully, against the police officer, because they're not supposed to shoot unless there's a deadly force. So
yeah, and it's kind of hard to prove deadly force when a man is running away and he's got one of your police issued taser that you all calibrated, you all loaded and packed, you all knew that it's not supposed to kill people. So I'm trying to figure out what the officers were fearing for their life from someone that they sat and talked with for 41 minutes. And yeah, he fought back when they were trying to arrest him, but he was running away. He wasn't fighting back and trying to get their gun and, pointing guns at them and trying to shoot them. He was running away. And for some reason, the best recourse was to shoot him. And they didn't know that he was still alive until they walked up on him. And that didn't even matter, because then they're kicking him and putting their foot on his back and saying, I got him. So I just don't understand why it's so easy for people to try to justify shooting and killing black people in 2020. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the police officer could have at least shot him in the leg, which would have stopped him from running away, instead of shooting him in the back, because he wasn't, according to the law, he's not a deadly force, it's not a deadly threat, because he was holding a taser, not a gun. So it didn't really make sense for the police officer to shoot him in the back. At most, he should have shot him somewhere where it would have stopped him.
Let's try this. Kennedy Love, 17 years old, Alpharetta, Georgia. She's a senior in high school there. She's going to be going to UCLA, majoring in theater. She's my virtual co-host, has been multiple times on the show. We're glad to have her. She's actually doing some intern work for us, and we're so blessed to have her. What breaks my heart is to hear you say that, and let me tell you why. Hear me out. I know some good police officers. I know some really good police officers, and their hearts are broken by what they're seeing going on. And, I know everybody says, well, they need to turn the bad ones in. These guys and young ladies, I know that they would do that. But several of them have been on the force for a long time. And you know what they've never done? Discharged their weapon. And you know why? Because they know that there are other ways to de-escalate situations without having to shoot a gun to stop somebody who's running. I mean, in fact, I had one officer say it like this: hey, bro, if you're not fast enough and you're not in shape enough to catch that young man, then you got to be smart enough to figure out where he's going or call for backup to try and get somebody ahead of him and try and box him in that way, as opposed to feeling like you're going from zero to death. I mean, once you discharge that weapon, they're not taught to shoot in the leg. They're not taught to shoot in the hand. They're taught to shoot center mass. And think about that. You can't shoot center mass if somebody's running away. So you get on your comms and you say, hey, I got a suspect fleeing, heading down 59th and Peachtree, and okay, he just broke through the alley. He's now gonna come over to 38th Street, block him off over there. But for some people, it seems to be normal to think, if I can't catch him, I need to at least kill him.
Yeah, that is the problem with police officers, or some police officers these days, or it's not even these days, it's been going on for a long time.
Right.
But they need to be in control of what they're doing, and not to be so quick to pull out their gun, especially when the person that they are just in general, they shouldn't be pulling out their gun, because they already have an upper hand and a power over regular citizens. So by pulling out their gun, it just raises the tension more, and what I'm saying, adds more unnecessary violence into the situation.
Which leads to the statement, Black Lives Matter, because when it's okay to just shoot a man fleeing, running away, afraid, drunk, whatever you want to call it, it's okay to just shoot him in the back and then walk up on him and decide that you got him and that you're kicking him and that you got your foot on his back, and that's the best way to do your police work, then you are saying that this black life right here doesn't matter. And if you think like that about that black life and you get away with it, then guess what? How many more black lives will you feel like it's okay to shoot in situations where shooting is not a part of the equation, shouldn't be a part of the equation.
Yeah, I feel like it's very unfair because I feel like police are so threatened by a black man, but when a white man does something like they don't have the same consequence as a black man would. Like a white man would not get shot for the things that a black man does. Or for
Go ahead.
Like he would not get shot. What was I saying? He the same things something a black man does can be done by a white man, but then the police won't shoot the white man, but they'll shoot the black man, which shows how like we're discriminated against in our society. And it's like the police officers feel so threatened by a black man, which shows like our values and our morals in our society.
Yeah, Dylan Roof can walk into church and sit down and have Bible study with people who welcome him with open arms, and then because they're black, decide to pull out a gun and shoot and kill them. And then when the police chase him down, they don't shoot and kill him. They apprehend him, and when the man says, "I'm hungry," they literally take him to get something to eat. You just killed 9 black people. But I'm sorry, I'm just gonna call it out. This little white boy is hungry, and you take him and get him something to eat. There's a man that allegedly passed a $20 bad bill that waited, for whatever reason, and he is being questioned. He is being talked to. He's literally sitting down on the ground. In some kind of way, you go to put him in the back of the squad car, and whatever he did back there to them was so egregious that they had to pull him out of the squad car, lay him down on the ground, and kneel on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And the man is saying, "I can't breathe." And they can't give him breath. He ain't killed anybody. He passed a bad 20. If I'd been in line behind him and the people had said, "Oh, he gave me a bad 20, I would have given them $20 so that they could leave him be and let him go. But the man said, "I can't breathe" for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, and they can't give him breath. But Dylan Roof can get a Whopper with fries and a drink after killing 9 black people. Guess what? That tells me to even the officers that those dead black people's lives did not matter. Dylan Roof's life mattered more because the murderer was hungry.
Yeah. It's really like saddening to think that Dylan could do that, but then Ahmaud Arbery can get killed for forgery, or I'm sorry, George Floyd. I'm sorry.
Yeah, allegedly breaking into homes that didn't have front doors, didn't have walls, didn't have anything, but he broke into those, and 3 wannabe cops can chase him down, hunt him down, block him in with their car. Found out later that they hit him with a truck, and they can kill him and feel like they are perfectly able to do that with no repercussions.
Yeah, sorry, I meant to say Ahmaud Arbery, but
yeah, no problem.
But yeah, so when Ahmaud Arbery was just jogging in the park and then was jogging through the neighborhood, he was just killed. Versus they don't do anything when Dylan Roof kills all those people. And
go ahead.
Well, they didn't use a deadly force on him when he was basically a deadly force.
That's who they should have been afraid of. If anybody you should be afraid of is the dude that just walked into a church. Wait a minute, hold on. Can we get that for a second? He didn't walk into the club. Not that that would be any different. He didn't walk into the store. Not that that would be any different. He didn't walk into the movie theater. But imagine the demonic, just vile, just nasty, evil spirit that will walk into a church, sit through Bible study, and instead of saying amen, the man says, "You about to die." And he shoots not once, not twice, but at least 9 times.
Yeah.
And that's the person that the police are so unafraid of that even after they apprehend him, they don't take him right to the jail and put him in a cell and make sure that he's no longer a threat to society. They take him to a Burger King and they let him sit in the car while they wait for food to come their way. That's just Black lives don't matter. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. Come to me with all this, all lives matter. No, use a lie, because if you were not telling the truth, if you were telling the truth, you would be mad about, if nothing else, that part right there.
Yeah, it's just very unfair to us that we're discriminated against because of our skin color and we're killed because of our skin color. And the sad thing is, it's not just white officers who are doing this. It's Black officers as well, because I know recently in Clayton County, there was a Black police officer who held some teenagers to gunpoint.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah. So it's just like a problem within the police department, and like what can we do to stop this? Stop.
We're doing it. Yeah. We're doing y'all are doing it. I should say y'all are doing it. When you went out there and protested, while they're out there still protesting, I saw in the news yesterday, they shut that street down by the Wendy's. They're doing it. They're saying we're not going to allow life to go on as usual until you start treating Black people like they matter. You're not going to be able to go on with your everyday life. You're not going to get your latte. You're not going to be able to go and get your nails done and get your hair done. You're certainly not coming to get no Wendy's. So until all lives matter, including the Black lives, ain't none of them going to matter. And I'm sorry, I got me fired up. Kennedy, stay right there. I got to take a break.
Okay.
I'm going to go get myself together for the very next day. Okay? All right. We'll be right back. That's a little Jodeci reference for you, too. I got a million of them, Kennedy. You got me in my acting mode now. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break.
Talents in the movie business? How about the advertising world? Or would you rather work in fashion?
Yeah.
At Academy of Art University, we can help you get the art and design skills and experiences that employers want. Hundreds of top companies in the Bay Area and around the world have hired graduates from the Academy. You'll be trained by professional faculty members that have worked in the industry, so your education is practical and focused on what real-world companies want. You can get your degree at our San Francisco campus or anywhere online. Do what you want to do with your life. Call right now to get more information.
800-811-4169. 800-811-4169. 800-811-4169. That's 800-811-4169.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident, or injured at work, you have rights and entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance
Lord, Nate Griffin, I'm
company.
sorry you watching today, man. I'm cutting up on you today, Nate.
Think about the numbers.
Man, we ain't talking sports right now,
Tough
bro.
lawyers that will
Please
fight
forgive
to
me.
win your case.
Don't
And they're
hate me,
so
Nate.
good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident, or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-547-4170. 800-547-4170. 800-547-4170. That's 800-547-4170.
965. Do I look like that?
This is a potter's field. When people can't pay for their funerals, they are buried here. It is a lonely, desolate place, littered with unmarked headstones. No one visits. No one leaves flowers. But it doesn't have to be that way. For as low as $1 a day, you can ensure your family will have the money to pay your funeral expenses. We offer burial insurance plans that pay up to $30,000. Considering the average funeral costs more than $10,000,
why can't we all
that's
just
peace
get
of mind
along?
for your family.
Why?
There are no medical exams. Your rates won't increase, and your policy cannot be canceled as long as you make your premium payments. Call now to get approved in minutes and ensure your final resting place is more than just a pauper's grave in a potter's field.
800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729. Paid for by Final Expense Direct.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? Quick Cash Offer can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents and risking your safety by showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your home to foreclosure. If you have any equity in your home, we will buy it and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call Quick Cash Offer now before the economy gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just don't want to get the cash you need today.
Y'all don't have my friend Nate Griffin thinking I'm Malcolm X of Sports Talk Radio.
1431. 800-780-1431. That's 800-780-1431.
Hey, this is Tori and Terry, and we're with a new show on the legendary KYOK called Marriage Talk with Tori and Terry.
Yes, that's Saturdays at 1 p.m. Marriage Talk with us. You can call in and talk with us about your marriage questions, engagement, relationship questions. We're here to assist you. Saturdays at 1 p.m.
And that's on the legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
Talk to you then.
Hey, what's up? This is your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I want to shout out to Fox 26 on Nate Griffin tuning in to the Facebook Live. I appreciate you, bro, dropping by. Love your work, Nate, man. I'm a huge fan. I miss you and Pat Creighton on your afternoon sports talk show. I couldn't wait to get out of the studio and go check them out when I got in the car, because they used to have just a ridiculous sports talk show in a good way. And Nate Griffin, again, thanks for taking a second to drop by the lunch break. Kennedy, I got all excited and all fired up on you. I apologize if I scared you, anything like that. But there's a young lady who plays basketball in your area for the Atlanta Dream. She graduated from Connecticut. Her name is Renee Montgomery, and she's going to sit out the 2020 WNBA season to work towards social and justice reform. She and the team announced on Thursday she's the first professional basketball player to publicly opt out for that reason, and joins former Minnesota Lynx teammate Maya Moore, who announced before the COVID-19 pandemic she was going to sit out her second season in a row to work on issues about social injustice. So, what's interesting, not the NBA, not the NFL, not Major League Baseball, but the ladies from the WNBA are taking the lead, taking the stand to do something different and make sure that social injustice against people of color are not overlooked.
Yeah, I would definitely love to have a conversation with Renee, because it's very inspiring to me, people who use their platform for issues like this and voicing their opinion, because I strongly believe we should use our platforms to speak out about issues like this, because if we don't speak out about it, then nothing's going to happen. But it's great that so many people in the world are now speaking out about it versus being silent and acting like nothing was happening.
Yeah, that was me. I was silent. I was always trying to blend in and get along. And, I have a very diverse background, grew up in a very diverse city. I even lived with a white family my senior year. I called them my parents. I called them, my brothers and sisters and what have you. And not that I discounted my own parents and brothers and sisters, but it's like I had more family. And I've just hit a place where I can't be silent any longer. I can't just act like this ain't happening. That could happen to me, could happen to my sons, could happen to my grandchildren. I just can't be silent anymore. All right, so here's the deal. Now let me kind of show you as an intern. What you got to do is find her social media platforms, all of them, and then find which ones have an opportunity for you to communicate with her. And you reach out to her and you tell her who you are, tell her you're an intern for a radio station, and you would like to interview her about what she's doing. And you shape it like this. Can I give you another avenue to share your platform of what you're doing and why? And see what she says. Tell her you're 17 and all that kind of good stuff. I'm telling you, you'll end up with an interview from her. You will end up with an interview from her. I promise you. Okay,
I'll make sure to do that. And you said her name is Renee Montgomery?
Renee Montgomery from the Atlanta Dream. And she does. She's got a Twitter account. Her Twitter account is @It's Renee with an M and then an underscore. So @ITSRENEE, the letter M, and then underscore.
Okay.
And then find out where she is on Instagram, find out if she's on Facebook, and then, like I said, reach out to her and then tell her who you are and tell her you'd love to have an opportunity to talk with her.
Okay, and then I'll make sure to share with you how the interview goes and her responses.
So when you blow up, when you win a Pulitzer and an Emmy and an Oscar and all this stuff, I'm gonna be like, hey Kennedy, remember me? I'm gonna be like old Eddie Kane in the 5 Heartbeats backstage. So nights like this.
Yes, don't worry. I will remember you. I'll make sure to mention you.
Yeah, I think only because I know your mother. That's why. Kennedy, what else did you want to talk about today before we got to get ready to go?
Oh, I wanted to talk about how Donald Trump is continuing to hold the rally.
Yeah, he's about to have his first big rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, of all places. And I believe it's supposed to be Saturday.
Yeah, and I also wanted to talk about his response to the incident in Atlanta with the Wendy's, or at Wendy's.
Okay.
He ended up saying that he hoped that the police officer would get a fair trial.
Yes, because they don't have fair trials.
Which doesn't make sense. He also said that the police officers don't get fair trials, which is kind of like the exact opposite of how it is, because police officers are usually let free of the charges that they receive for killing Black men and stuff, which makes absolutely no sense that he would say that.
All right, tell your mama, my friend, to let you talk. Tell her stop telling you what to say. I hear her in the background. Tanya, you leave my baby alone. Let her talk. You're absolutely right. That's what the whole protests are about, because more often than not, the police officers, it's not that they don't get a fair trial. It's that the person and the people that need and want justice don't get a fair trial. So believe me when I say, if anybody wants the officers to get a fair trial, it's the families involved. They want them to go to trial, because more often than not, they don't even make it to trial. And then if they get to trial, they just want it to be fair. It's not that they want, people want injustice over justice. We want justice over injustice. So, I'm going to say this, and people don't think I'm crazy for saying it. I don't think President Trump gets out much. He didn't know how much. He thought you had to take ID down to buy milk at the grocery store. He thinks that police officers don't give fair trials. If he just looks at the numbers, and gets out a little bit more than he does, he'd realize that he misspoke there. So I'm being overly nice. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah, well, I think he definitely needs to use his social media platform more wisely instead of using it like at every time something goes on, and like think of a more articulated and like positive response that will appeal to the public and the people, not just police officers.
Not just his base.
Yeah,
not just his base. He better be glad I ain't his daddy, because he'd be on punishment with that phone forever. Hey, give me your phone. Give me your phone. Go to your room. Go ahead. And I'll be watching his account to see if he's up there tweeting on something else. All right, give me that tablet. Give me that tablet out from under the bed. See, if his mom and daddy had told that tale up a little bit more when he was younger, we wouldn't be dealing with some of these tweet storms right now. Before we go, he did say though he doesn't have a problem with Colin Kaepernick getting a job back in the NFL. He says if he deserves one, meaning if he can play, then he should get a job. He's got no problem with that. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's a good thing that he said that, but Colin Kaepernick didn't even do anything wrong in the first place, so he should have not been restricted from being able to play just because he kneeled during the national anthem.
Kennedy, you are the queen. Do you hear me? I almost threw my headset out the window. Girl, you better speak up in here. Why are we talking about him getting a second chance when he didn't do anything wrong to need a second chance? I mean, he exercised his First Amendment right. So, girl, you just did it today. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, Kennedy.
My Instagram is @It'sKennedyLove, and my Snapchat is @It'sKennedyLove too.
I don't have Snapchat. Do I need Snapchat, Kennedy?
Snapchat might be for younger people, maybe teenagers, but I'm not sure. You can have a Snapchat though.
I don't really want one, but I was asking you, is there a benefit for me having a Snapchat? Do I need to get on TikTok?
I'm personally not on TikTok, but I think it's a good app.
Yeah, but I keep hearing that that another nation will have all my information. So do I want to do that or not?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it because I remember when I used to have TikTok, I would just be on it for hours.
I got stuff to do. I can't be on it for hours. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Kennedy, we appreciate you. We'll talk to you again next week, love, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Great job again by our virtual co-host. That's Kennedy Love. She did another great job. I'm so proud of her. Let me get Sybil Wilkes in here, and we'll put this first hour on the books right here on the Legendary KYOK.
About the coronavirus. Researchers say a COVID-19 vaccine will only work if trials continue to include Black participants. But persuading Black people who have a deep mistrust of experimental drugs is not easy. African Americans have been disproportionately devastated by COVID-19, accounting for almost 1/4 of all deaths. Certain California inmates who have 180 days or less to serve on their sentences will be released to help protect staff and other prisoners from the spread of the coronavirus. Eligible inmates include those who are not currently serving time for domestic violence, a violent or serious crime, or a person required to register as a sex offender. American, United, and Delta Airlines are now threatening to ban any passenger who refuses to wear a mask while on board their planes. The decision follows complaints from passengers that mandatory mask requirements were not being enforced. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica, play with Indianapolis Colts, and you listen to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we're about to get back on the lunch break with the sports fellas, John Foster and Dr. Akie Davis. So y'all get ready for the second hour of the lunch break right here on the Legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Again, I'm AJ Jones. We'll be back in the second hour right after this.
The legend continues.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Ask yourself this question.
Hey, did you get the link? I just sent it to you.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it?
All right, stay right there.
What time is it? Let's go. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. Fever. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this hollering we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from that. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Don't get my word. What time is it? Hey, what time is it?
Akie, call me too, man.
What time is it? Hey, what time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Fever.
Call me.
Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house.
Now, this game is not over. In fact, it's the second hour right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. I tell you what, hot first hour. Very hot first hour with young Kennedy all the way from Alpharetta, Georgia, my virtual co-host of the day, 17 years old. And I mean it, she really does. She's got her own thoughts. She's got her own mind. She's out there trying to make a difference, and I'm proud of her. So she's already changed her mind. She doesn't want to do mass communications anymore, broadcast journalism. She wants to get into theater and acting. So I think she's going to be phenomenal at that. We'll have her back on next week. Got another virtual co-host be joining me on Friday. So y'all stay tuned to that. If y'all got other young people that y'all want to get in, definitely let me know. All right, I got one half of the sports fellas on the video. John Foster, we're waiting on you on video. I got you on phone, but we need you on video. Dr. Akie Davis, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. We got to get John on here, man. I started not to do this audio video thing again today, but I said let me give him another shot. Let me see. It says his device is not connected. Come on, John. Get it together. Get that Cricket Boost mobile phone. What's that phone for the older people? The not Straight Talk. What is it? Well, you only pay like $20 a month, and you can send your pictures of your dog, see your grandchildren and all that.
Oh,
John,
yeah.
John, get that phone working, bro. Get that phone working. All right, y'all. So anyway, Akie, a lot been going on. Yesterday, we had a very intense discussion about. We understand that Kyrie Irving did not say that he wanted the NBA players to start their own league, but what's wrong with that? What would be the problem with wanting to have your own league and be the owners of your own league if you are a professional sports player?
I think it's a great idea, actually. I think it's a really good idea. A lot of people kind of like, because Kyrie is kind of like he thinks outside the box, but a lot of times if you listen to Kyrie, he's really right about a lot of things. And I think that's something that's just that's a cutting edge on doing something that, I would really support and be behind.
They killing John. They say he got a jitterbug phone. Akie, your camera angle is horrible, man. All we see is your forehead and your nose.
Oh, okay, let me do it. Is that better?
No.
You get, look again.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah, I see it now. I'm looking at the live. Yeah. Okay. We need to get you a phone. We need to get you a camera stand, man. Y'all need to invest in y'all's business, man. Y'all coming on a multi-million-dollar show. I'm trying to win Stellar Awards for sports talk radio, and y'all killing me, man. Y'all killing me.
Well, I think you blew that earlier with that acting performance, AJ.
That was good stuff, bro. That was great stuff, bro. You started to cry too. You started to cry. When your neighbor across the street came and knocked on your door and said, "Akie," you said, "What?" She said, "I'll play you." And you said, "For what?" She said, "For your heart." Akie, you almost boo-hooed. You went back to back in the day. Tell the truth. When you first saw that movie, when you first saw Love and Basketball, Tell me what you thought.
It was a great movie, and that part was very emotional. I mean, yeah, I did love that part. That was really, I mean, it was a tearjerker.
Donna Coleman Homer said you cheat.
I'm cheat.
Yeah, because you ain't got the right gear to be on the camera.
Tell her to cash out me some change.
You know what? See, there you go, man. Why you been trying to make all this money off these women, man? Akie, you can't roll like that.
I have to, AJ. Some man has to do it because they're doing it off of us. So we have to balance it out a little bit.
So your superpower is making money off of women.
No, I've never made any money off women. To be honest with you, AJ.
I see how you're doing it, though. I see how you're doing it. You writing these books. And then you all tell the truth. Don't you have more lady followers than you have men followers who buy your books?
Oh yes, of course.
I rest my case.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never
I rest my case.
Okay. That's a good one. But I never asked a woman to pay for a day to do anything like out of the box or anything crazy.
Akie, I'm not saying you never asked, but has a woman ever paid for a date that you two went on?
Yeah, in a serious relationship.
Can you go over to John Foster's house and get his camera and stuff working, please?
He called me right before the show. He said he was getting everything set up.
He told me he had it together, which is why I even tried it. Like, I'm going to make y'all get off the camera, and I'm going to make y'all get back on the audio because y'all be killing me, man. So when you were in a serious relationship, you let her buy the Sizzler?
I mean, yeah, if you're in a serious relationship and, most likely, depending on who you are, you're probably paying the majority of the bills. And if, hey, I want to go out to eat tonight and, and hey, it's on you then.
Akie, you know what? I really think I'm figuring out, this is a sport. Dating with Akie Davis is a sport. I really think I'm figuring out why you're single, bro. I think you might be a borderline closet chauvinist. I really think you might be you got chauvinistic tendencies, bro.
Like you just like that, AJ.
I'm serious. You just said, you're a man and you paying, the majority of the bills. So, she say she want to go out and eat. And, I just say, okay, well, you got that. Women pay bills too, right?
Do they?
Oh, my God.
Nah, I'm just joking.
That was
a joke. AJ, that was a joke.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate the life of Akie's dating. Because it's gone. It done gone to a better place.
Well, no, AJ, I was in a relationship, and I just asked one young lady I was dating, I asked her, did she know what color were certain bills? And she didn't. I mean, it was just a conversation. I was like...
So wait a minute, just because you don't know the color of the bills means you don't pay them? I mean, some people pay them on... Some people pay them on time, so they don't know about any other colors of their bills.
Well, no, she just didn't know the colors. So I was just curious,
Oh, gosh. You ain't gonna never... All's my life, I've had to fight. I'm trying to get you fixed up with somebody. Good Lord Almighty.
That's coming, AJ, real soon.
All right, listen, we're gonna take a break. Go ahead and drop off the video.
Okay.
Go back to the audio, and it'll just be you and me and John on the audio. Old school. Yeah. Poor John. For his birthday, send John a better phone. Can we get a phone fund set up for John Foster? Can we get a phone fund set up for John Foster? That's what I want, a phone fund. Go fund me for John Foster to get a phone. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000 if you want to get in with me and the sports fellas. We'll be back old school style right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all new 92.3 FM.
Non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wrong. Have you been diagnosed with cancer?
John,
are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If
You've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent. Call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-961-2730. 800-961-2730. That's 800-961-2730.
Hey, sports fans, this is AJ Jones, and I know we're all going through some trying times right now. Schools are closed, and things are far from normal. I was thinking, how can we help here on KYOK and on the lunch break? And I heard these words, help make memories. So how about this? How about your child, age 12 and up, has a chance to be my co-host for the day? That's right, 30 minutes every Tuesday right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Your child can invite their friends, their family, and even their classmates to hear them talk sports with me, AJ Jones, on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK AM 1140 and 92.3 FM. Send me an email message at aj@kyoksports.com. That's aj@kyoksports.com with your child's name and why they should be the one to be my co-host for the day. Again, we're going to make memories during this tough times right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Having trouble getting focused? Getting your to-do list turned on?
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
KYOK 1140 and 92.3.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
It's called to inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK, 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
Be sure to tune in to Motivational Thursdays on Shiloh Radio, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., where you will be encouraged, inspired, and ignited on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you on the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we're back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday, and you know my guys couldn't get it together on the video, so I got them on the audio. So let's go to the phone lines, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, it's the old school sports fellas, all the way from the 70s, ready to rock like Freddie and get real steady. Dr. Akie Davis and John Foster. Hey! What's up, John?
Andre, what's going on?
Look, a whole lot of technology. You know, it's 2020. You got people that can do video from their phones and stuff.
They can. If they have a good phone, they can do it.
Well, I just started a GoFundMe for a phone and a tablet for you. We're up to 22 cents right now. I think we on our way, bro. And watch this. and I put 20 cents in, and somebody else decided that they were gonna give me their 2 cent worth. So,
man.
yeah, we rolling, bro.
Yeah, we're getting closer.
Yeah, man, we on our way.
As long as we're moving forward. Yep.
John, one of your tennis friends wants to be my friend. You gotta tell me who this is, man. I ain't friends with everybody now. I don't just.
Really?
Yeah, man. Somebody you know. Yaya. Wait, Yahya Macaulay. McCullough.
McCullough. Huh.
From the Tennis Foundation of Ghana.
Oh, okay. Yep, he wanted me to get a team together or a club that could go to Ghana and play in where they bring in people from other countries and play a fun, competitive, and they see the country. It's good. We used to do this a lot in the States, where you bring clubs together to play. So he wanted to they've been doing this. And I wanted to get a club together to go to Ghana and play for him, or I was going to try. So, but nowadays, with what's going on, that's so far from even thinking about that. It's a shame.
Well, John, you go over to Ghana and you don't take me and Akie with you. We're gonna be protesting in front of your tennis club when you get back.
Well, I'd love to go with you guys. That would be a lot of fun.
John, hear me out. Go over to the motherland and don't take me and Akie with you. And I promise you, when you come back, we're gonna be all in front of your tennis club protesting like crazy, bro. It ain't gonna be pretty.
Oh no, that would be a lot of fun. I'd love to go over with a bunch of friends. In fact, that's the way to do it. We could make a good show of it. Go over there, bring you and Akie and some players that want to play tennis, and I'm sure he's got accommodations over there. He says it'll be first class. I believe him, and we can make that happen maybe next year. When they get the cure for this darn pandemic, and let's make that happen next year. Go to Ghana together.
All right, man. I hear you talking. You just made that promise in front of millions and millions of fans. So,
cool.
All right.
I love it.
Okay, y'all. So
I do stuff like that.
Watch this. Hey, Akie, check out how I'm finna get him. John Foster said on live radio that he was taking me and Akie to Ghana with him for a tennis tournament.
Are you guys gonna play?
No, you gotta hang on to the word taking, because taking, Akie will tell you when you're dating, when you tell somebody you're gonna take them to lunch, translation, you paying.
Okay, well I can have that taken care of. Well, I just gotta know whether you guys are part of the team that's playing. You got your racket with you?
Bro, don't play. I'll have a racket, some shoes, a headband, some wristband. Bruh, please. I'll have a team logo on my shirt that you didn't even know nothing about. If that's gonna help you pay my way to Ghana.
We're gonna watch. Yeah, we'll watch and see how you do out there. And then I want to see Akie with the tennis racket.
I think Akie's athletic days are behind him. He's too busy writing books and making money the old-fashioned way.
Right, but you still got your racket, right, Andre?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm ready to go, bro. I'm ready to go. Now, do I have to win? Because if I don't have to win, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, you don't have to win. You just have to put on a good show.
Yeah, I want to be in the 3.0 section. Put me in the 3.0 category. Y'all stay right there. I got to take a break. We'll be right back with the sports fellas.
Diabetic. You need supplies, but you don't want to visit the pharmacy. What do? Call US Med for home delivery of your supplies. If you have diabetes and you're worried about going to a crowded pharmacy, pick up the phone in the safety and comfort of your home and let US Med deliver them to you with free shipping. And now if you test your blood sugar 4 more times a day and inject insulin 3 or more times a day, you may qualify to get a new continuous glucose monitor at little or no cost, which may eliminate the pain of pricking your fingers and helps you make smarter diabetes decisions. Plus, we'll send you a 90-day supply and bill your insurance company for you. Get some peace of mind. Call US Med today.
800-417
0851. 800-417-0851. That's 800-417-0851.
How'd you like to eliminate your expensive cable bill forever or get new satellite internet where cable can't go? Well, now you can have affordable satellite internet service for a few dollars a day. All you need is a mini satellite installed, and you can have unlimited internet wirelessly in your home or office, and no cable box.
I love you, Tish.
Unlimited connections and no clutter. You can surf the internet or stream.
I'll be right back.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And the best part is, satellite internet service costs only a few dollars a day for your entire home. Yes, fast internet to surf or stream television for a few bucks a day. Call now for free details and learn how to drop your expensive cable bill.
800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. That's 800-712-8044.
Having trouble getting focused? Getting your to-do list?
Because how's it go? Because I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet.
KYOK 1140 and 92.3.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happens. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus,
thank you,
get a
Keith.
lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-561-6947. 800-561-6947. 800-561-6947. Again, that's 800-561-6947.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, and man, somebody just showed me some love for Father's Day, and I really appreciate that. Y'all just don't know how that makes me feel. Hold on, wait a minute, let me get the fellas on here. John?
Yes.
Akie?
Yes,
Can y'all still see on Facebook Live?
I can see it. I can see you got flowers for Father's Day. What a nice gift.
I want to put a chain on it and wear it around my neck.
That's a nice gift.
And these ain't no ranky dank flowers either.
No.
Oh, there you go. I see them now. I see them.
So I really want to keep talking about sports, but my jaw's hurt. I'm smiling so much because somebody
I'm jealous.
Somebody thought enough of me for Father's Day to do something like that, man. I'm trying to tell you, that's good stuff, man. For the last couple of years, my kids have taken me to Hart's Chicken for Father's Day.
You always use that Hart's Chicken. I don't know about that Hart's Chicken.
They're taking me to Hart's Chicken for Father's Day. I feel like it's going to be a little different year. Hey,
that's a blessing. Which one of the kids did it?
What, took me to Hart's Chicken?
No, they got the flowers.
Nah, this didn't come from the kids, Doc. This didn't come from the kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're smiling too much doesn't mean you're going to be in trouble.
Say what now?
You're smiling so much it doesn't look like you're worried about being in trouble.
Nah, see, I don't roll like you and Akie do. Y'all are the ones that roll like y'all crazy, bro. Please. I'm old, Doc. I'm trying to sit myself down somewhere. I told somebody the other day I am too old to chase them, and I'm certainly too old to run from them. So nah, bro. No, worry not.
That's good.
Yeah. So anyway, a lot going on in the world of sports. In fact, Major League Baseball seems like they're close to getting a deal done. All of a sudden, baseball threw out a 60-game season to the players, And they also want to go ahead and finally pay them the prorated amount of their salaries that they've been asking for. And the union has pushed back, and they want to play 70 games. So somewhere between 60 and 70 games, I believe the deal is going to get done.
That's what they've been saying, 70 games. So hopefully they can make that happen. What do you think about the commissioner, Andre? You think he's doing a good job, or you think he's a joke?
Well, I'm not going to call him a joke, but I do think that I think he's in a tough spot, because all he's really doing is trying to promote what the owners are telling him to go out there with. And, they're putting him in a tough spot because these players aren't playing. They're not caving like some of the players did in football. They're not giving in like the players do. And I'm not saying they cave in basketball, but this baseball union is probably the strongest union in pro sports.
That's fair. Yeah, that was the wrong word, Joe. But a lot of people were feeling like he's not taking charge, because his word was, we're going to play baseball, and then comes back less than a week and says, we might not. So it doesn't seem like he's running the ship with great authority.
No, I think more than anything, he is just he's just what we've always said. He's a spokesperson. He's not the person that's making the decisions. He's a spokesperson.
That's true. Yep. He represents the owners.
Yeah. So that's baseball. Let's talk basketball real quick if we can.
Akie.
Well, we got a lot going on with the Kyrie situation and Kendrick Perkins and Kevin Durant. And seems like a lot going on in the NBA right now.
Well, I was able to see the schedule, the NBA Disney schedule, if you will. So basically, the players will do in-market training camps June 30th through July 7th, meaning the Rockets will work out here, the Mavericks will work out up in Dallas, the Spurs will work out right there in San Antonio, and then they'll travel to Orlando July the 7th through the 11th. Let me ask you something. How are they getting there? Are they driving? Because it don't take 4 days to fly to Orlando. So what's the deal? Are they driving?
Well, you know how the NBA players roll. They're going to be on a private jet.
For some of them. I know Daniel House ain't flying on a private jet. And I'm joking. I'm being kind of tongue-in-cheek. There probably will be some guys that'll drive because they don't want to, fly all that way. But there'll be also European players that'll be coming in from other countries. So I'm glad that they gave some time for them to get there between July 7th through the 11th. And then they're going to have training camps there in Florida, July the 9th through the 29th. But during this time, the players will be facing regular tests for COVID-19. And if any players leave the campus, if you will, the bubble, they will be subject to extra testing as well as have to quarantine for 10 to 14 days. So it doesn't behoove them to sneak out and do anything outside of the bubble. So that's that. And then the actual games will start July the 30th through the 14th. That's when they'll start playing the 8 games regular season. They call those seeding games. And if teams are outside of the possibility of making the playoffs, they will immediately depart from Disney World. If teams are within 1 game of that number 8 spot, then they'll be a part of the play-in tournament August 15th through the 16th. And then the actual playoffs will begin August the 17th. Then the NBA Finals will be September 30th through the 13th. Sounds like a pretty interesting schedule. Akie, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's interesting. One, because it's going to be like football is going to start at the same time, so they're going to be competing with the NFL. And we're going to go from
But during the regular season, there is that time in August, September, where all of the major sports are still playing at the same time. So that's not
correct.
Yeah, that's not abnormal. It's typically not going to go on as long as this is going to go on, because the NBA season, the NBA finals are typically in June?
June.
Yeah. And then the beginning of the NBA will start when the NFL, right after the NFL starts in September, the beginning of the NBA usually starts around October.
Right.
November timeframe, yeah. So again, this is not uncommon. It's just whether or not the guys will be ready for all that they've got to do during that that shortened schedule.
What's going to be interesting is the guys that refuse to come back to play.
Yeah, and we'll know those June 24th. That's the deadline when the players have to opt in or opt out. And you've already got a couple of WNBA players that have opted out.
Don't blame them.
John, what do you think about that? What do you think about players deciding not to go to Disney World and not playing?
I think they have families and kids or something going on in their personal life or someone, the boss of the family, telling them this is what's going on. I think you understand that.
Yeah, because if mama ain't happy, Akie doesn't understand this, but if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Hey guys, what did they come the final decision on how you determine what you give for home court advantage, and what's the factors on that?
Let me see if I can.
I think you got because they were throwing a bunch of stuff around, but I never heard what they decided on doing.
Well, it's not really going to be any home court advantage because they're going to keep everything at Disney World. And then, you're not going to have fans, so everybody's playing inside that bubble. So it's going to be almost like a street ball format. It's not going to be like, okay, the Lakers say they have the best record, they're going to fly back to Los Angeles and play. They're going to have to, settle everything in Orlando.
Yeah, I think they were talking about maybe giving the team with the higher seed of the ball at the end of the start of every quarter or something like that. There's something that they're going to do. I don't think they've settled on that just yet.
Right. Okay. But it's not going to be the same as having that home court, feeling where you have your friends, families at the game, and your rowdy people.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be interesting. Are you going to watch it, John?
Oh, definitely. And a lot of people, just like baseball, I think it's more exciting, Andre, if they can pull it off and people can stay, the players can stay healthy and make it through the season, because it's so short that it's intense. Every game is a playoff game. You have no time to take it easy, especially in baseball. But basketball is put in the same situation now.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, John. In fact, it's kind of like a sprint to the finish. It's like the whichever team gets hot at the right time has just as much of a chance to win it. Like Portland. I mean, Portland has just as good a chance as the Lakers to come out of the West. Toronto has just as good a chance to come out of the East. It just depends on who does what. So I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be kind of exciting. I've always said, rather than play 82 games, if the NFL or NBA played like 50, I mean, every single game would matter. 25 games in the first half of the season, take your all-star break, and then 25 games down the stretch. Who gets there, and have all the tiebreakers. I think that would be interesting. The same thing with baseball. They'll need 162 games. Give me a good 70, 75. And man, I'm trying to tell you, throw a little all-star break in there and let's go. But, it's all about that precious dollar.
I agree. But not only that, Andre, with the baseball, the problem would be all the records. Because they've done 500 years with 162 games. So you have home run records and these records based on pretty much same number of games.
John.
No.
John.
No.
Them records don't matter, man. I mean, they matter, but they don't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, the steroid era and Adderall and amphetamines and alcohol and scuff baseballs and pine tar and, sign stealing and all that. Those records don't matter. Those records are not as pristine as the baseball purists would try to have us believe that they are. So, no, man, them records don't matter.
All right. It's really going to be tough in baseball because, what would you say the percentage? 50% chew tobacco? And I don't think they're going to be allowed to do that.
Like I promise you, John, I'm not going to lose sleep if a player can't chew tobacco during the Corona-shortened season. If that's their biggest problem, we ain't from the same neighborhood. I'm sorry, I got other fish to fry. If you about to march on the Capitol because you can't chew tobacco, then you go right ahead. I'll see you when you get back.
I'm with you, but there's a lot of baseball players that with the long season, they have a lot of rituals, a lot of things that you do that relax your body when you play a sport. Tennis players also.
Yeah.
That's long certain thing.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your thing, John, during tennis? We got the sports fellas joining us, John Foster and Dr. Akie Davis joining me on Throwback Thursday. John, what was your ritual during tennis? Did you chew tobacco and spit it all over the court? So when y'all changed sides, the other player had to walk through your tobacco spots?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I had this guy, he used to spit on the court, and I would really get upset with that. We're not on a football field. We're not in grass. You don't do that, So there's a problem with that. The ball rolls over on that, and I get it. Now we have a problem. Especially, can you imagine nowadays what it's like? Crazy. So no, I didn't have rituals like that. I never chewed tobacco. I never smoked. I've been pretty good with all that. I used to relax my body a lot. That's about the worst habit I had. I'd relax and then explode when I needed to.
John, you used to drink that corn liquor, didn't you?
Which one?
You used to drink that corn liquor, didn't you?
The corn liquor. No, I was never a drinker either. No, I didn't even drink beer till I was 21.
Really?
Yeah. I had a six-pack. I remember somebody bought me like a 24 cases of beer in New York City. And it sat there, and my dad came to visit me, and it was still sitting there for my 21st birthday. And I said, well, I got this beer. He says, yeah, beer's an acquired taste. Now I like IPAs, but I didn't drink beer for a long time. And even when I drank whatever I drank before, I didn't know what I was drinking or why I was drinking it. And it wasn't much.
Wow. We're not even going to get on Akie because I can always tell you, Akie boy, he used to get it in back in the day. So, we're not even going to go there. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about some of the NFL stuff. Akie Davis keeps posting an old article about Dak Prescott like it's it's a new revelation. So we're going to give him a chance to talk about that. And then we also want to talk about the NBA or NFL coaches that don't want to start the season on time because of some recent positive coronavirus tests. So we'll do that with the sports fellas when we come back right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Touch me, Jesus. Touch me right now. Right now. I know you can. I know you will. Right now.
Oh, wow.
Just open my heart, Lord. As I stand here in the need of prayer. It's me. It's me. I'm in love in my heart.
All right. Yeah, let me just get back to it. We'll go ahead and get ready to wrap it up right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. I've got the sports fellas, Dr. Akie Davis, along with John Foster, joining me here on Throwback Thursday. And Akie, why don't you tell us about that story that you just recently reposted for the 19th time? Do you work for that group that you keep posting?
No, I don't, AJ. It was just like you gave me such a hard time when I was in the studio and I was saying that Dak divided the locker room with his comments about standing for the national anthem, and a lot of players in the locker room are like, they're not coming out publicly knocking Dak and talking about him, but they don't have that leadership. They don't get that leadership feel for him for doing that. For him coming out with Jerry Jones and saying that, and you can find so many different articles online about all the different stuff he said about it. Which if he chooses not to protest and chooses not to kneel, that's his personal business. But sometimes some things are better not being said. Just kind of just like, hey, I'm gonna be cool. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I'm not gonna come out with the owner. It's just certain things you do, especially as a quarterback position.
What has Dak done to you? Dak did something to you. Did he take one of your girlfriends? What Dak do to you, man?
Nah.
Talk to us, Akie. Dr. Akie Davis. He's an author. He writes for, what's the name of the magazine you write for?
Houston Rocket Zone.
Houston Rocket Zone. And him and Dak, they've been battling for a while.
We have been battling for a while, AJ.
What Dak do to you, man?
I actually like Dak as a quarterback.
I don't believe you.
I do. I actually do like him as a quarterback. I mean,
that's my first. I've known you for some years. This is my first time hearing you say that ever.
No, as a quarterback, just playing football wise.
Okay.
But I
Keith
just feel like
Hennig says, I'll knock Dak. He's definitely not a critical thinker.
Well, I mean, you got players that, and I know this for a fact, really in the locker room are just not like, they don't ride with Dak like that. They don't ride with
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, Doc. I mean, there's a lot of players that didn't ride with Brett Favre. There's a lot of players that didn't ride with Chris Chandler. There's a lot of players that didn't ride with what was the kid's name? Jeff George. He was notorious for not having, the locker room together. So, there's a lot of people that don't ride with, the quarterback. But does that mean you go against the success of the quarterback because you don't ride with? I know it's a different era. I know we got different young people now that think differently. But what does that mean? They don't ride with him.
It's just the quarterback is just the leadership position on a team. You're supposed to be the person with the backbone. And if you do have a voice, make sure you articulate well the things you're saying, the things that you stand for as a man. And it's just certain things that you may see a Patrick Mahomes or whatever, or just Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson. You see more camaraderie among the players, and more like, okay, I'll go through a brick wall for this guy,
But let me say this. And then we got and John, I want to get you in here too. Willie Gibson from Columbus, Ohio says, "Is it a shut up and dribble thing with Dak? I mean, what's the deal with Dak?"
It's not just a shut up and dribble thing with Dak. It's more like I think it's just more like he needs to think things out before he does it. Like that, when he came out with Jerry Jones, that was just a bad look. That was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
But let me say this, and I know folks are gonna get me for this. Look, they get me when I'm too strong on one side. They're gonna get me when I'm on this side. It is okay for other people to have differences of opinion. Like, I wasn't nearly as upset as everybody was when Drew Brees said what he said originally. I didn't like the timing of it. Like, Drew, this ain't about you right now. That was my biggest issue. You know, put it this way: there are people that are never going to accept that kneeling during the national anthem does not mean you hate this country. It does not mean that. In fact, because people love the country, they feel that they should be able to be critical of it to make it better. And I agree with that 100%. If Dak Prescott agrees with Jerry over, you know, kneeling or protesting or whatever the case may be, does that make Dak a bad person? It's almost like the opposite in reverse. You know, you don't want everybody to think like people who hate black folks, but does that mean everybody's got to think exactly like black people?
I guess it's just it was such a strong stance that Kaepernick took. You know, when he did what he did, it was almost like to that effect, I was like, Kaepernick, you're doing too much. You know, like, you know, they're gonna blackball you out of the league. You know, because of what you're doing. You know. And I was kind of like, wow. But then, you know, years later, you look back at it and you're like, well, he did the right thing. Opposed to, you know, the way I was looking at first, like, man, you're not going to play for nobody else ever again. You know, you're wearing these socks, the cops are pigs. And, you know, you really at the forefront of the kneeling thing. But then also, when other people protest, you have to do certain things. It's like, it would have been, the interview would have even been cool with Dak had Jerry Jones and I been next to him, like kind of patting him on the back, you know, and kind of like laughing with him, and you know, it would have been even different if he would have did it in his locker or something like that and said, "Hey."
Well, wait, hold that thought. Let me get John in here. John, do you see what Akie's saying? Do you agree with what he's saying?
Okay, yeah, I do have a comment on like something to relate to Akie, and I don't know if it's Akie, if it's going in the same direction as what you're saying, but you know, I grew up a Dolphins fan. I was, you know, Bob Greasy lover, and you know, I was there with the '72 Dolphins, and then with Dan Marino, I followed him, and I never really got to know Dan Marino, but I learned later. I mean, he went to the first Super Bowl, and then he never went back again. And Dan Marino, we all know he's great, the most passing yards, one of the greatest throwers of all time. And then he had some great receivers, you know, with them, what they call them, the brothers,
the three amigos.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he had Super, and yeah, they were great. Okay, now, but I heard that he had a thing of getting on the guys when they didn't, you know, perform, or they dropped the ball, or they made a mistake, because he had this high ego. And you know what? That doesn't work. I don't think he had that problem with Duper in that group, but then there was other groups that would come in, and if they didn't perform to his level or his expectations, he'd beat them up, or, you know, he'd be on them verbally. And that's not a leader. So I don't know if that, you know, somebody that's not, you got to know how, if you're working with people, you got to know, and you're the leader, you're the quarterback, you got to know I can yell at this guy, I need to pull this guy aside and talk to him separately. You know, and if you're that smart, a team could work. If you're not, it might not work.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I hear you. Let me ask you this, Akie.
Okay.
Were you mad at Jay-Z too?
You know, and I'm a big Jay-Z fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad at Jay-Z because I don't know all the facts why they chose Jay-Z or whatever the NFL did and why he got the deal, but Jay-Z doesn't speak for me. And you can't just sign Jay-Z and say, okay, we signed Jay-Z. Are you happy now? You know, I mean, he's behind closed. Jay-Z got paid. He got a paycheck for that.
He still get a paycheck for that. They ain't stopped paying him. They still got halftime events coming up and social injustice issues coming up.
Right. And, you know, which kind of made me kind of dig into Jay-Z's background a little bit. And some of the things I've really, if you really go into the history of Jay-Z and watch a lot of things, you can't name a lot of people that he brought to the top with him. You know, he kind of like, when he gets to a certain level, he kind of just like the friends or his colleagues or the people that he brought in that were doing good with him, helping build Rockefeller. He kind of shoves them to the side, like, hey, you know, I don't need you anymore. You know, we're through, like Damon Dash, Benny Siegel, it's Freeway. I mean, I can name. I got like a list of about 15 people that Jay-Z kind of, once he got to the top, he kind of just, you know, threw people under the bus.
And I got you, but I'm thinking he was sitting on the TV laughing and joking with Roger Goodell like they were sitting on the back of a yacht drinking Mai Tais and, you know, drinks I can't even pronounce. And, you know, you said that you felt some kind of way because Jerry and Dak were together, you know, laughing and patting each other on the back.
Right.
And that was the exact same scenario with Jay-Z and Commissioner Roger Goodell. I think Roger Goodell watch this. Either Jay-Z leaned over to him and said, yo, go ahead and make a video and say Black Lives Matter and say that, you know, you got it wrong the last time, or Jay-Z is not leaning in Roger's ear and Roger realized I might have partnered with the wrong brother. I should have partnered with Colin Kaepernick, and this all we could have been at the front of this as opposed to trying to play catch up to this. You see my point?
I see your point exactly. And Jay-Z right now, he's taking a lot of wrath for, you know, doing the whole thing with deal with Roger Goodell and the NFL, because that wasn't a good look for him either. I mean, it's just like, you know, for him to just, I think the NFL did something similar with Jermaine Dupri. I think they tried it with him first. And then I think they switched over to Jay-Z, I guess, because Jermaine Dupri didn't have, like, the people behind him like they thought Jay-Z would. But Jay-Z is not in a good place for us, like, you know, how people feel about what kind of stance he's taking or he took, you know, making that deal with the NFL.
Yeah. John, what are your thoughts? You think Roger Goodell is sincere about his, you know, supporting the players and their protests and all of that?
I think he made the right move. I don't know if it came from him or it came from the owners. I believe it probably came from his heart and where he's coming from. I mean, you don't get positions like that faking anything. So who you are is, you know, it shines bright.
John, I'm trying to tell you, man, when you come back next Thursday, I want you to lead us in We Are the World. I want you to lead us in We Are the World. That looked like a hostage video. It did. It looked like that dude was saying, look, there's 5 of them. They all got guns. Black Lives Matter. We got it wrong. It's 6 of them. Somebody else just came in the room, and I'm just saying this because they told me to say that. I mean, it looked bad. Somebody called in with a comment. Stay right there, John and Akie. Hello, you're live on the lunch break with the sports fellas. Who's this calling?
Shamia, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm well. I'd like to address the comment you made. You asked the question if all people should think alike. If someone doesn't agree with, you know, what we're going through, does that make them, you know, against Black people? Absolutely, I think so. In this situation, as far as racial inequality, if you are not with me, then you are definitely against me. There's no ifs, ands about it. There's no wiggle room. If you're not with me, you're definitely against me. If you don't understand, that's fine. But if you don't understand and you're closed and you're not willing to find out, then you're against me. And then as far as Jay-Z goes, they picked Jay-Z, 1, because he's Black, 2, because Jay-Z has unparalleled critical thinking skills. He came from the gutter. Nothing good comes out of Marcy Project. I mean, that was the gutter. And he lived a true American dream. And as far as Beanie Siegel and Damon Dash and all of them, if you're doing business with a critical thinking shark and you're not on point, then you will get devoured.
Let me ask you a quick question. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Bed-Stuy, from Brooklyn.
I was going to say, because you got that East Coast accent so strong. Girl, I feel like I'm in, I wasn't going to say Bed-Stuy. I was thinking maybe the Boogie Down or somewhere like that, but I got you. You got quiet on me.
Yeah, but no, I was reading something, but that's exactly how I feel. And I'd like to make one other comment as far as people going out to vote. Voting is not the end all and the cure all for what we're going through right now. Because if that was the case, our great Black hope, when we turned out in record numbers to vote for Barack, that was our chance. I don't know if there'll be another Black president at all, but that was our one chance. That was our Black Messiah to take us to the promised land, and nothing happened. I'm for equality for all. He did a lot for gender equality, which is wonderful because everyone needs to be treated fairly regardless of who you love or who you identify as. However, he failed as far as doing things for Black people. So we can go out and vote. Joe Biden is not going to be our great savior either. I mean,
let me throw this at you real quick, and we got to get ready to go. Voting on a certain level is not going to fix anything because the laws are not just made by the president. The president signs the laws that come from the two various parts of the Congress, the House of Representatives and the Senate. If you don't vote consistently in those elections, then it don't matter who's the president, you're never going to have something that will trickle all the way down to your community. And then if you don't vote in your local election, then you have allowed people to get in office that will not think like you, will not think for you, will not do anything for you. And that don't matter who the president is, because you got local judges, county judges, state judges, a state Supreme Court, a state House of Representatives, a state Senate that will do things that will directly affect your life. So while voting is not the end all be all, if you don't vote, because you need it at the local level all the way up to where he needed to be able to affect change on a consistent basis.
Okay, agreed. But there are laws in place now. I mean, the biggest law that we have is the Bible. It says, "Thou shalt not kill."
But the Bible doesn't govern the Supreme Court. The Bible doesn't govern the county court. When the judge is making a decision, they're not going based on the Bible. They're going based on the laws that's on the books. I hear you. I'm a pastor. I get you. But I'm just saying we got to realize that it's more than just that.
So you think if we had all Democratic or independent, like-minded thinking judges and politicians in all 50 states, you think this Black killing and lynching and racism will stop?
No, I think closed-mindedness comes in all different political parties and political genders and what have you. So, just because someone is a Democrat don't mean that they're going to have your best interest in heart. Just because somebody is a Republican, they're going to have your best interest at heart. I think voting education and awareness and understanding the policies of the person that you're voting for, rather than it being like a popularity contest, will make a change, will make a difference on our level, on the local level, and not just on a national level. I hate to do this, but I gotta go. We're up against the top of the hour. But call me back again, okay? Because I love discussions like this. All right, hey, Akie John, I'll tell everybody where they can find y'all and follow y'all. We gotta go. Donnie McClurkin is up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music and the latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. In the morning, Erica Campbell and Griff Get Up Mornings. Rise and Shine, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then, of course, we'll be back with Freestyle Friday. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
1140 KYOK Conroe. The legend continues.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. And again, to the last caller, please know my heart. I definitely did not mean to cut you off. I definitely did not mean to rush you. In fact, do me a favor. Call earlier in the show tomorrow, and let's have that kind of discussion, because that is good discussion. And again, when I say different-minded, I agree with her that there are certain things that are just not up for debate. Ending racism and social injustice against people of color is not debatable. Like if you're trying to get me to agree with all lives matter and the statistics on abortion and the left versus the right, that ain't even a discussion we need to be having right now, because too many people think it's okay to shoot Black people, and that ain't gonna work. So I agree with her 100% on that. There cannot be any gray area in places like that. I also think that there are people who have different visions, different ideas, and different thoughts that are not sold out to a party. They're not sold out to a way of thinking based on a political party. There are some Republicans that can do more for me than some Democrats will. There are some Democrats that will do more for me and my family than some Republicans will. I've been taught to learn about the person and their policies as opposed to just go with their parties and things like that. So I love having those kind of discussions. And, if I'm wrong, guess what? I'll be the first guy to say, wow, I see it differently now. Let me start thinking about it like that. So anyway, let's truly, be open to listen and understand other people in the ways that they come across, because I don't know it all. I don't have it all together. And it's great listeners and viewers like yourselves and great callers like that last caller that really kind of helped me grow. So that's where it's all about. Lord says the same. We'll be back tomorrow. As always, not this, definitely this. Don't forget, wear your mask, wash your hands, don't sanitize around you. Be sensitive to people around you. Give them 6 feet and treat everybody like they're supposed to be treated. Why? Because Black Lives Matter. All right, period. Talk to y'all later. Take care. God bless.